I can't even think of anything, any collection of three of anything. Even the numbers 1, 2, 3 aren't as good as those three albums. ABC, no, it's not as good.
Welcome to All Over the Place, a rounded third production with your hosts, Eric Porvoznik, Jim Culver, Marty Zamora, and Kathy Rankin.
Hi, Rick Hughes here. You're listening to All Over the Place, where the funsanity never ends.
Hello and welcome back to All Over the Place. I am your host, Eric Porvoznik, and 3 is a magic number in more ways than one today. So let's get the cast of characters joining the head cast of character, I suppose. Hey, 3, that's right. Marty is back in the house. Good to see you, Mr. Zamora. Jim, always great seeing you as well. And let's throw it up there, 3. Yes, it is.
Uno, dos, tres.
Look at that. I got my blue light.
Yeah, blue light.
The blue light
if
special.
We don't get a sponsorship today, Marty, I don't know if we ever will from blue light on that one. It's everywhere. So, yeah, but today, folks, we are going with a threefer for the first time in a while. And it's les upon les upon les is a threefer of our favorite 3. It's a set of 3. So 3 separate from each of us, our favorite 3-album run from a particular artist.
I find your intellect dizzying.
Dizzying. I can deal with that. But we're going to start it out. We will start out with you, Mr. Zamora. Well, welcome back, and we're going to hear from you. Any honorable mentions? Let's hear those now. And
all right. So my honorable mentions are bands I love. First of all, Van Halen, just because. Just slide a 3 album graph up and down, and it's it's all the same to me for all the way into the into the 90s. But and in Rush, they had hits, they had albums that I loved, but there were some in between that I didn't love as much. So couldn't really get 3 in a row that I absolutely loved.
Right.
Judas Priest, they had British Steel, Point of Entry, Scream for Vengeance, and Defenders of the Faith. I don't like Point of Entry all that much, but man, that would have been my British Steel, Screaming, and Defenders.
Yes.
But they had to put Point of Entry. Same thing with Pink Floyd, Dark Side, Wish You Were Here, then I Don't Care for Animals, and then The Wall. So that's why they're not on my list. They're only honorable mentions because one of them was kind of not my thing. So
it's a combo breaker.
Well,
yeah, for sure. Combo breaker. There you go.
Well, so, you got a little into the weeds with Judas Priest. Just, again, this is like a lightning round. This is a make up your mind, dude. Which 3 Van Halen are you picking right now?
Oh, but just give me the first 3.
No, there are no wrong answers.
It really isn't. Or you can go from 84 backwards, or what? Any 3 in a row. I'm in.
See, I got to have fair warning in there somewhere, so I would start with 2.
Yeah,
and then go
that was a good point. That may be the clincher right there.
Again, no wrong answers.
Yeah. So all right. So my number 3 is iconic, and it's a layup, but I don't care. Led fucking Zeppelin. I know that's not their middle name, but I'm a little excited. I love Led Zeppelin, and I'm going to go with just, I'm going to be pretty generic because I like a lot of it. 1, 2, and 3. I mean, it's every one of those, and this is early. I mean, I was a baby when these albums came out, but every one of these albums just has one banger after another. Good Times, Bad Times, Babe, I'm going to Leave You. You Shook Me All Night Long, Dazed and Confused. That's side 1. I mean, it's amazing.
Don't throw an AC/DC into there. That's just You Shook Me.
You shook me. Not You Shook Me All Night Long.
He was a baby, folks. We got to allow that. He was a baby.
Anyway, I could go through them all. I mean, every one of them. I'll just do a quick each one of them. These giant hits or giant great songs. Whole Lot of Love, What Is and What Should Never Be, Heartbreaker, Livin' Lovin' Maid, Ramble On. Okay, that's on 2. And then you go to 3. By the way, Led Zeppelin 4 is really good too, but I had to stop at 3. And you go
Houses of the Holy and Physical Graffiti.
and on and on. So I just said, screw it, I'll just go the first 3. Immigrant Song, Celebration Day, Since I've Been Loving You, Gallows Pole, Tangerine, love Tangerine. I'm not going to try it, but it is Bron Stomp.
Ronnie Mauer.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't say that.
Or is it just Bron Mauer? It's like Jamaica. Yeah. How do you know until you hear the pronunciation from the locals?
So it's a great song, but anyway. So 3 albums in a row that all just had iconic hits. It just, how are you going to go wrong with Led Zeppelin? And it's hard to find any 3 in a row that aren't really just great. So I guess maybe if you get to the later years, maybe I don't feel that way, but just love that band.
I like Presence and In Through the Outdoor, and I know that the Zeppelin purists do not. I'm like,
and I do
like Van Halen is Led Zeppelin. There is no wrong answer.
Yeah, I agree, and I know I'm in the minority here, but not a lot of people like Led Zeppelin. Anyway, so
going out on a limb here.
I'm going out on a limb. I've decided to do this. This is some fine Canadian J.P. Weiser's whiskey. Each band, I'm going to do a threefer of shots.
If I was out on a baseball field in a couple hours, I'd be joining you on that.
All right. So that's my number 3 for obvious reasons.
Nice. My Zeppelin list would have to be 2, 3, and 4 because you got to include 4. 4's got to be their best album, in my opinion. But that's me.
Okay, no wrong answers.
No wrong answers.
No wrong answers.
I go Physical Graffiti, but that's a double album. So is that cheating? I don't know.
It's just still an album.
And just that kind of too.
It's like a live album. A live album still an album. Double album still an album. They're just they're all the same.
I just see for a live album. I don't count that in the consecutive part of things. Otherwise, that might have changed a couple of my lists tonight.
That's fair.
Oh, okay then. So
all right. Well, again, that's how I define it. You guys want to define it and put it in your list? Whatever. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to enjoy.
There you go.
And so, Jim, let's skip the light fandango over to you. And what do you got for any honorable mentions? And go into your number 3.
Okay, my honorable mentions. My first one is The Police. I think these 3 albums kind of perfectly encapsulate the evolution of the band. Zenyatta Mondatta, Ghost in the Machine, and Synchronicity. Just kind of moved into that full-on radio hits phase that they got into. And for Rush, going to be the second person to mention Rush today. Again, kind of a perfect encapsulation of that evolution. Hemispheres, when they were perfectly into that progressive mold, probably their best pure progressive album. Permanent Waves, and then of course Moving Pictures, which is king of the radio hits for them right there. So,
and Kathy's not here, but she would like the fact that you have her favorite album, Permanent Waves.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So, that's why we're all talking about Rush, since she's not here to talk about him. So we're doing it for her.
Yeah, we're fill-ins.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, that's my 2 honorable mentions. My number 3 is going to be Creedence.
Let me see where you go here.
And this was tough because they had so many freaking badass albums in a row. But for my 3, I'm going to pick Bayou Country, Green River, and Willie and the Poor Boys.
That's exactly where I would have gone. Nice, excellent calls. Didn't 2 of those albums come out in the same year?
Yeah, I want to say 2 of them were 1971, but I could be wrong on that.
I want to think that Bayou Country was along with what was the second one you mentioned?
Green River.
Yeah, I think those. I'm pretty sure those are the same year. But we can ombuds ourselves as the show goes on. So yeah, awesome call.
3 amazing albums. They all kind of had a distinct, I guess, sound and theme about them. Bayou Country was very kind of rural, small town country. Had songs like Born on the Bayou, Proud Mary, Green River, a little bit darker, more serious, had songs like Bad Moon Rising, Commotion, and of course Green River. And Willie and the Poor Boys, kind of captured that they didn't really get political, but it kind of captured the zeitgeist of the era with songs like Fortunate Son, Down on the Corner, some of those big hits of the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s that just kind of captured certain things going on at the time, and got kind of made him super popular. So, 3 consecutive albums by a great band, similar sound, but just different tones, I guess.
Well, it's unfortunately, Chronicles does not have Born on the Bayou on it. So, but the best solution to that is get Chronicles. If you just want the hits, get Chronicles, but then also do yourself a favor and buy Bayou Country to have Born on the Bayou, plus all those other awesome songs you mentioned.
Oh, yeah. You can't go wrong with Bayou Country. It's a fantastic album. And yeah, you will not regret getting it if you were an album collector.
Truth.
I know someone who is.
Who would that be?
It'd be, that guy.
That guy? Yeah.
Over there.
This guy?
That one.
Oh. What'd I do?
You collect your albums.
You collect albums. That's what you do.
Well, I do collect, and this is also a serious reminder to myself that I need to get Chronicles at some point. It's one that my dad had. So kind of think that might be. Oh no, that was one of Dad's first CDs that he bought. Which again, you can't make room for Born on the Bayou anyhow. But I should get that and get Bayou Country. Yes.
You just wind him up and set him down, and he just goes.
Pretty much, yeah.
You started it. So, all right. Well, then I guess let's just skip over to me. And I did not have one prepared. They were not. I only have one honorable mention. But in light of the tribute, the mini tributes here to Kathy's absence, my threefer of Rush albums would be Signals, Grace Under Pressure, and of course my favorite, PW, Power Windows.
3 separate ones from mine. Wow, there you go. A lot of variety up in here today.
I just picked up the torch from your previous, the final one in your threefer, and I just went from there.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah. Of course, after the live album, Exit Stage left. So, but yeah, the stopgap between. My other honorable mention, the only one I had planned, is Cinderella and Night Songs, Long Cold Winter, and Heartbreak Station, wherein Cinderella went from being one of the poster children for the glam rock movement, eyeliner, all that stuff, the Sunset Strip look, and let's poke another hole in the ozone with all the Aquanet on Night Songs, and then Long Cold Winter, which contains my favorite from them, Bad Seamstress Blues, Falling Apart at the Seams, and they started that transition to being a kick-ass blues band on Long Cold Winter. So had a couple of the obligatory the power ballad things going on that was so indicative of the glam rock movement. But then by the time they got to Heartbreak Station, and we're going to loop back in a little Led Zeppelin influence because John Paul Jones did some arrangements and maybe a little bit of production work too on Heartbreak Station, which is a full-on kick-ass, bluesy, stonesy, Aerosmith kind of album. And to me, Cinderella, there's an honorable mention that almost kicked out my number 3 pick, and that would be Collective Soul.
Oh.
And I'm going to start. I thought about going with their second album, their self-titled the Blue album, but I don't like the album Discipline Breakdown, which was the album after that one. Like Marty said, that there's these little gaps in the Rush thing for him that I couldn't justify it. But the one that came after that, Dosage, came out in 1999. The song Heavy is a great song.
Awesome song.
Just so many deep cuts within, but Dandy Life is probably my favorite from that. And then right in the middle of it, Run, which is just a great anthemic song. And it's so great that they still close their concerts with it. At least the last time I saw them, about 5-6 years ago, they still closed with Run. And just much like with U2 and ending in back in the day, they would end with 40. It's just that right tempo, and you just get people heading towards the doors with it, and just got enough acoustic in there. And so that'd be Dosage from 1999. Then you go a year later, it would end up becoming, not counting the greatest hits to fulfill the contract, but Blender in 2000 was another great album from them. They started incorporating a little bit more of like a dance. The song Vent is probably the best Madonna song that she never did, and that's a compliment to both bands. Why Part 2, another, there's a weird kind of staccato delivery from singer Ed Roland on You Speak My Language. Love that song. And they also roped in Elton John to do the song Perfect Day. And you're bringing Sir Elton John in. That's a good thing in my book. And finally, like I said, that was their last album for Atlantic. And the final part of my Troika is the first on their L Music group. They started their own label, which a lot of bands were doing at that point with the dawn of the internet and file sharing and streaming kind of starting to take root. Bands were getting as much from the labels. They went off and founded their own label. And the album Youth, as with most bands when they start at a new label or just kicking things off to kind of reinvent themselves, great energy in that album, befitting a song called an album called Youth. But How Do You Love, Counting the Days, and Feels Like It Feels All Right, that song. Again, that was one that stayed in their sets for a little while. I'm not sure if it still is, but great song, a lot of energy, and that completes my Collective Soul Threefer.
Quite a collection.
That is a good pick. I don't think I could top that. I love Collective Soul. Those three are probably their best albums, so that's a winner right there.
I mean, Gel is like so. Through the years, you hear about the sophomore slump, but I guess I like the right amount of bands because a lot of the bands I like, their second albums kick a whole lot of ass. And Gel most certainly did for Collective Soul. But not like I said, the album in between that and Dosage didn't cut it enough for me. But yeah, Collective Soul, love that they're still around. Who knows? Maybe I'll see them next month. It's been a little while. There you go. Delayed reaction there from Marty with the beer. Come on, Marty, step up.
Well, you know.
Hey, better late than gone forever, I say. And on that note, Marty,
I am pacing myself. What'd you say?
Well, no, on that note, we're kicking over to you for your number 2 pick. No sophomore slump coming from Marty Zamora.
Negative.
Oh, yes. He was waiting for the reveal. Yes.
One of them. And the reason it took me, full disclosure, the reason it took me a minute to do my my little toast there is because I was reading a text from my wife who's in Charlotte who was trying to call me. You heard the beeps and bops. All right, Scorpions, and it's 79 to 82, so it was a threefer of years also. Starting in 79 with Love Drive, I discovered the Scorpions after it was, after 79, but not too much longer after. But I discovered Love Drive right around when I was listening to Blackout and just thought, man, this is some good shit. Just a quick rundown. Loving You Sunday Morning, Another Piece of Me, Can't Get Enough. It's great. Love Drive, Holiday. The Scorpions always sing about girls, about sex, about partying with girls and having sex, and then one about communism. But most of the songs are about the same subject. Is There Anybody There? I don't know if you guys are familiar, but that is a reggae song by the Scorpions. A really good one too. Love it, love it, love it. And then in 80, Animal Magnetism. Animal Magnetism was they were on the cusp of blowing up. They were doing stuff in Europe. They really getting some traction in Europe, but here they were not middling, but they were not quite what they would become quite yet.
Not
and that one,
but not all the way through yet. Yes.
Yeah. So they were, we're going to see if they were going to be, Molly Hatchet or Led Zeppelin, right? We don't know what they were going to become. And man, Animal Magnetism was pretty awesome though. Make It Real, Don't Make No Promises Your Body Can't Keep. Again, these are all about.
Wonder what that's about.
Girls. 20th Century Man, Lady Starlight. I'm Only a Man. Only a Man is great. I love that song. And then maybe my favorite Scorpion song, The Zoo. And the reason for that is 1983, US Festival, me and 300,000 people. I was about 40 feet from the band. I was standing on the Rudolph Schenker side when they were playing The Zoo, the laser show, and I may have had some chemistry other than my own going on in my body. 15 years old, mind blown. I couldn't believe this. It was the greatest thing ever. And The Zoo. I was only vaguely aware that they were talking about New York, but I didn't care. The Zoo was right there in Glen Helen, surrounding me that night. It was fantastic. And then, of course, Blackout. That's when they became big. And I recently saw them. That's when I got this shirt. Actually, I saw them in Vegas about a year ago.
And
Blackout, No One Like You. Oh yeah, look at that. Dueling Rudolphs.
Yes.
Give Me All I Need, which when we sang it, it was Give Me All My Weed, because we were in high school. Dynamite, Arizona. I love Arizona. That's another really good song I like. And then a really cool one, When the Smoke Is Going Down. So they were one of my favorite rock/metal bands. I was fully into heavy metal. I just listened to a lot of Scorpions. I saw them multiple times, twice on the Blackout tour. I don't remember what else, but at least 2 other times. Absolutely love them. So that was a great 3 years for them and a great 3 albums.
And I did not pick up on Scorpions until 83 when MTV was showing a whole lot of Scorps.
Yes. Do you remember Herman the German?
Herman's the German Rare Bell, of course.
Yeah. Do you remember him playing Wipeout?
Yes.
Yeah, Jim. For those of you who don't know, he had some hot girls. They were on a beach. He had some hot girls in bikinis, and he was playing Wipeout on their asses. Because again, it's all about the girls. And that band. You're 15, 16 years old and charged up with lots of testosterone, and all they sang about was chicks. Pretty great band.
I'm not sure if it wasn't for the Bon Scott era and his mastery of the single entendre, that title would definitely go to Scorpions.
They knew their target audience for sure.
Oh yeah, and they wrung that towel dry. And then they did a song about communism.
Yep. Which is actually about where I came in on that band because of my age. So I had a lot of fun revisiting learning about the 80s and 70s side of their over when I got a little bit older. But yeah, they were a lot of fun as a band.
Heck yeah, lots of fun. And Van Halen is one of my favorite bands, but they dominated the US Festival. They were the best band there, and it wasn't close. So here's the Scorpions.
I can definitely throw one there. Non-alcoholic, but yeah, I'll throw one up. And I'm glad that we had Uli John Roth on the show within the last couple of years, because that got me into their. I mean, I knew of certain songs, but it was definitely for me the starting point was '83 with Blackout and No One Like You, and then the next one, Love It First Sting. So yeah, to go having Uli on to go back and get into all the earlier stuff. Yeah.
Well, I feel that you've just challenged me. Blackout was in '82.
82? Oh, see, but for me, we didn't have cable until '83. That's when I started seeing it.
Oh, I thought you meant it was okay. I got you. My mistake. Picking a fight where there wasn't one.
I did kind of lob you a softball, but you fouled it off. Anyway, but or I was able to get it back into the field of play, whatever it was. However, we want to continue that twisted metaphor. So yeah. And Marty, I'm glad that we've got you back in. You were kind of pixelating there. I think the signal coming off of Champlain River there in Lake Champlain had you fuzzy.
Oh, really?
Which I think
what'd you make?
you mentioned that the chemical induction at at the US
I thought
Festival.
maybe you missed the shot because I'll do that again.
No,
Yeah.
no, you're
That's how good the liquor is. It makes him look fuzzy to everybody else.
Yes, we so the story there is we saved our pennies so that we could have some better living through chemistry. That enough? I think that's enough.
Yes.
Yep.
At that concert, no other time, Mom. No other time. Just at that concert one time, and then it was right back to church for me.
I'm a horrible winker, but here I'll just do this. Of course. Yeah.
I'm winking with my wrong eye again, aren't I?
My whole face contorts. It's only I can't wink. So, but enough of more bodily contortions and chemical inductions. Jim, we're going to go to you for your second pick of the day.
All right, my number 2 couldn't be anybody else because just the output this band had was amazing, especially this run. Rolling Stones. Yep. So going to start with Beggar's Banquet. Got Sympathy for the Devil on there, Street Fighting Man, Stray Cat Blues, Factory Girl. Just, wall-to-wall amazing songs on that one. Arguably even better is the next one, Let It Bleed. You got Gimme Shelter, Can't Always Get What You Want, Midnight Rambler, and of course, Let It Bleed. And for number 3, Sticky Fingers. You got Brown Sugar, Wild Horses, Moonlight Mile. I mean, just like everything this band did during this period was just gold. Like they just pumped out one amazing song after another, one hit after another. And those 3 are just a triumvirate of awesomeness. If you're looking for, obviously you can do the greatest hits album if you want, but you get those 3 and there's just so much good stuff to listen to on those 3. Just amazing.
Respect. Because you didn't include Exile. When you started where you started, I'm like, oh, he's not including Exile.
Precisely why I didn't go this route, because I would have to, much like you, Marty, with Fair Warning. Well, I mean, with Van Halen, I'd have to include Fair Warning. I couldn't not include Exile, which was the end of arguably the best 4-album run from anybody.
I almost included Exile. I just couldn't quite fit it on there. And these 3 I slightly prefer. So had to be my 3.
We're not doing plus ones as much anymore, folks. But tonight, I think we'll make a plus 1 category so that Marty, you can include Zoso. 4.
There you go.
Exile.
That's it. We're doing a 4-fer.
A 3-fer with an occasional 4th. Yes, exactly. Well, like you said, Jim, you could go with Hot Rocks. You could go with more Hot Rocks. Of course, you've got, but you forgot my favorite off of this album, which is "Can't You Hear Me Knocking," the greatest. In my book, the greatest guitar solo ever. Thank you, Mick Taylor. And for me, my favorite song on Let It Bleed is Monkey Man. Okay,
fair enough.
Again, there are no wrong answers. I mean, these are 3 great albums for a reason. Awesome pick. Awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Every one of these albums, you could just pick any random song off there, and it's going to be awesome, and it's probably going to be a hit. So, you can't go wrong with those 3. Or Exile. Can't go wrong with that one either.
A double album, a whole other set of awesome.
Yep.
A whole other set of awesome.
You can quote me on that. And wait, you just did.
You can tell Rolling Stone magazine.
And Ben Fong Torres. And yes, thank you.
I thought it was Fong. But okay.
What did I say?
Fung. With a U.
Ben Fong Torres.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was Fung.
Maybe we could go on like this for seconds, but we
all of this shit out.
Either way, we'll have to devote a show to that one at some point. We'll have to do a little Cameron Crowe Threefer.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
quotes. How do you do it? 31st.
Our favorite 3 songs from Almost Famous. Yeah, narrow that one down.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Be there all day.
31st. We're doing
right. Well, another show, folks. Today we're gonna stick with the next 3-fer, the next troika, and for me, I'm gonna go a little ZZ Top.
Hell yeah.
Another band that did not have a sophomore slump. Their first album, ZZ Top's first album, it laid the groundwork nicely. But the next one, Rio Grande Mud, out of the park. And yes, I have examples to show here. I don't leave home far without my Rio, without my ZZ Top. And this one, I mean, just got paid, phenomenal. Got Mushmouth Shoutin', awesome harmonica. Again, this album kind of set the template for everything that came after for ZZ Top. I mean, Apologies to Pearly, great instrumental. And for me, the quintessential slow song, Sure Got Cold After the Rain Fell. That's awesome. Then you go to Tres Hombres, which has some of the best gatefold. Are you hungry? You will be now, or you won't be. You'll go get some good Mexican after that one. But this one, Waiting for the Bus, Jesus Just Left Chicago, Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers, Master of Sparks, another, again, following the template, Hot Blue and Righteous, great slow song. Move Me On Down the Line, LaGrange is on this album, and Have You Heard, great album closer. And then you took the best of both worlds here, side one, live album, which has a cover of Elvis. We got Jailhouse Rock on this, plus some originals. I have some more covers as well, but Have You Heard? It's Thunderbird. Great way to start it. And side two of this, and guys, agree or disagree with me, this to me is the greatest distillation of one side, for those of us who remember albums. But Fandango side two, Nasty Dogs and Funky Kings, another great slow song here with Blue Jean Blues. Down at the Balinese, As Heard in Dazed and Confused, Mexican Blackbird, and this coming up, my number one ZZ Top song, Heard It on the X. And you close side two, and I can't believe this was not brought up when we did our album closing songs, Tush, and side two. That, to me, you don't get a better ZZ Top side than that.
You could argue that you don't get a better any band side than that.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
It would definitely be in my top three.
You know, I was not, the hits or whatever. I wasn't a big ZZ Top fan. I was pretty young. And when someone was interviewing David Lee Roth, and they said, "Who's the best live band?" He goes, "Waka Waka, it's us," whatever. He goes, "Seriously, ZZ Top." He didn't hesitate. That's who he picked. He said, "They're the best live band." And I'm like, okay, I got to know. So I went and saw him, and he's right. They're really good. Really good live.
Would you consider them the best, though? Best live?
No.
I've seen them a few times, and I will not say that they are the best, but they always put on a great show. There's no argument there. Especially, it's just three guys. They don't have anybody back. Well, to my knowledge, there's nobody backstage playing when they went through their keyboard phase. But no, it's just three guys, three chords of the truth, and you've got one of the best guitar players. The guy who Jimi Hendrix considered the best guitar player, in Billy Gibbons.
Yeah.
But the best? No. One of? I won't argue that.
Sure.
That's fair. Making things I thought I'd ask,
And actually, Van Halen, it pops up. You can find it on, and we'll Ombudsman later. Before when I'm doing the editing, I will flash up. I will confirm it. But Van Halen in their early days before they got signed, they covered ZZ Top, and I want to say it was either LaGrange or Tush.
Hey,
to look that
hey,
up.
Eric.
Or no. It was Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers. That's what it was. They covered that.
I don't think a lot of guys are going to know what Ombudsman is.
Jim, you want to take us away on the big word
No,
there?
I was just quoting Hoffa. It's fine.
Oh.
You can edit that out. He was, yeah. Anyway.
Wherein we correct ourselves later as necessary. That's what Ombudsman means. Sorry,
I love being the designated young
Isn't that
person.
funny? That's kind of what it is. Yeah. So you can take all this out. He was talking about the Pinkertons, but I digress.
And I will always miss Andy Levy on Red Eye being the Ombudsman for that show.
Oh, he was hilarious. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing. He's funny as hell.
I have a very different experience with Ombudsman. The kids at the group on my work out learned what that was and what it could do for them, and so they would constantly refer to it.
Oh, I've seen you're getting back to your bring us your weed that you changed. with buds?
I'm on buds.
No. Just at Canyon State, and before that Sierra Ridge. All the rite of passage places.
Yes.
I'm on my own boatsman. How are you now?
Okay. Yes, you will. All right. Well, Marty, take us home with your number one troika.
Okay. So first of all, before I even get into this number one, best live band is Iron Maiden, and I'll fight you if you say anything different.
Okay.
Even if you've never heard of Iron Maiden. But you take off my shirt. Right?
Iron Maiden.
Oh,
wait. No.
he's going deep undercover.
Thought you're going to do the Hulk Hogan thing for a minute there. Come on, brother.
I don't have it. Fuck yes, I have an Iron Maiden shirt on. Hell yeah, I do.
Oh, it's the best of the beast.
Iron fucking Maiden. I don't know if I should even go any further than that. I should just leave it there.
Yeah.
Before I get all crazy.
Mother in there too somewhere.
A quick callback. First of all, Scorpions Love Drive. I forgot to mention if you had the European or Japanese import, you flip it around and there was a boob. That was kind of nice. Forgot to mention that. Another callback. Jim, when you mentioned the Police, I just didn't get a chance to say it, but that was like an era for me, like junior high, high school. That man, any Police song, it takes me back to that era. I wasn't like this giant Police fan. I was into these metal bands, but they were really, really good. I acknowledge that, and any Police song just takes me back to that era. From that Threefer. Anyway, Iron fucking Maiden, and I think it's obvious, but maybe it's not. And if it's not, you're wrong. Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, Power Slave. To me, I can't even think of anything, any collection of three of anything. Even the numbers 1, 2, 3 aren't as good as those three albums. ABC? No, it's not as good. These three albums are better than anything. And I'm about to offend a lot of people. Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, God the Father, the Holy Trinity. These albums are better. Ooh, wow, one of them's called Number of the Beast.
Yeah,
anyway.
You're already in deep with that one, so keep going.
I love this band. I must be. I love this band so much. They are, they do everything right for me. And now they're old as shit and they can't really move around. Nope, bullshit. They are still running around like crazy people and they're still playing. They're still rocking. And I can't wait to see them again. They are amazing. They used to say it for Kiss when they would start. The greatest band in the world, Iron fucking Maiden. And I'm done.
I will throw one up for him.
Well, Marty, before we move on, though, I just listen. I'm going to be make up your mind, dude, and you again. So, just one song from each of those three. Just one. Was your favorite off of Number of the Beast?
Number of the Beast.
Okay. From Peace of Mind.
That's a hard one. That's like picking my favorite kid.
Don't make me break out the Spicoli. I'm gonna make up your mind, you.
Okay, 10 seconds. Give me a 10-second countdown.
10.
It is going to be.
9.
It's the Trooper. The Trooper.
All right.
And Power Slave. What is your favorite off of that album?
How would be that name?
That's the first album you talked about.
I know.
Okay.
I'm going to go with. You know what? I like Power Slave because it's a galloping beat, and I like that. I'll go with Power Slave. If you ask me again in 2 days, I'm going to say some different answers, but I'm going to go with Power.
Yeah, for Hallowed Be Thy Name, Die With Your Boots On, and Back in the Village is my pick right now. Again, ask in 2 days, it'll be something different.
Back in the Village, yeah. They all sort of blend together to one One long song of awesomeness. Wait, that's Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Maybe that could be in there. See,
Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner is even better live just because you were there.
Oh my God. Scream for Me, Long Beach. And I'll tell you, the reason I didn't like the other bands, not to disparage Led Zeppelin, but this is like royalty to me. More than royalty. This is, I know you guys are papist. This is my Catholic Church, Iron Maiden. I can't pick songs. I just can't. Like, they're all so fucking good. So I didn't. That's why I just named the albums and moved on.
Fair enough. Again, no wrong answers with any of that. And yeah, I had a feeling you're going to be going with the Maiden today, and did not disappoint.
I was going to hold back.
Have another shot. I'm going to throw one up for Maiden again.
Oh, again? All right.
Mm-hmm.
The wife's in Charlotte, so I can get as tanked up as I want.
Marty is nowhere near drunk. The Zamoras are even better drinkers than Pravosniks, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I just got fired up for Iron Maiden.
All that adrenaline coursing through his veins.
Anyway, I love the band. I love their albums. I love their stage show, their presence. I love that they keep doing it for decades and decades. It's an amazing band. No, they're not a deity. No, I don't think of them that way, but they are really, really a soundtrack to my teens.
Gods, lowercase g.
There you go.
There you go.
See, no one's offending anybody on that one.
Nope.
Up the irons.
Maybe. All right. Well, Jim, take us away with your final pick for your choice.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to talk about my number one because I finally get to talk about some albums that came out while I was alive.
Hey,
always a nice thing.
Awesome.
All right. So my pick is, probably to no one's surprise, Weird Al.
Yes.
And
nice.
You could do all kinds of Weird Al runs. He had a few combo breakers in there, but I got to say, man, Weird Al's 90s run was incredible. It was
I'm curious. I can't wait to hear where you're going to start.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's easy to forget now, but, his career legitimately could have died out after the 80s because he really felt like at the time, like a product of the 80s. He had that kind of 80s cheese thing going on. And, he had it was kind of a novelty song type of career he had going. But, and the culture changed in the 90s, but he pivoted beautifully with it. And, it's really a 4-album run. So, of course, I have to pick 3, goddammit. But yeah, his 90s output is like you look through that and he just perfectly captured what was going on in pop culture, mocked the shit out of it, had a ton of fun, and made so many good songs throughout the 90s. It was just a great quality run throughout that entire decade. So, I mean, I could start off with Off the Deep End, which is a great album, but I'm not going to because I have to pick 3. Ooh. So I'm going to start with Alapalooza. Early to mid 90s. You got Jurassic Park on there. You got Achy Breaky Song, Bedrock Anthem, which Flea didn't like, which makes me like it even more. Bohemian Polka, just a fantastic album and a ton of fun. Followed that up with Bad Hair Day. You got, of course, The Great Amish Paradise. You've got Gump, which he started every show I've been to. I've seen him at. He starts with Gump. I don't know if he still does that, but it's no. Probably not. But killer way to start a concert off. Of course, The Night Santa Went Crazy, Since You've Been Gone, which is my favorite love song he ever did. I love Since You've Been Gone. And yeah, fantastic album. Followed that up with Running with Scissors. Perfectly captures the late 90s zeitgeist. You got The Saga Begins, making fun of episode 1, all about the Pentiums, jumped in there right as the kind of the tech revolution was picking up in the late 90s. My Baby's in Love with Eddie Vedder, and so many others. Obviously a product of its time, but just one hilarious song after another, and just just having so much fun making fun of pop culture back then, and just a fantastic run in the 90s for him. So that's my 3. But I could honestly pick so many others.
Well, Jim, just do me a favor, and I'm gonna go back to Bad Hair Day, and don't go making phony calls.
Yep. With the Bart Simpson assist on there.
That's right. Little TLC. Don't go chasing waterfalls. The U2 one that he did on that one as well. I thought, that was Bad Hair Day was a great one.
Yep, absolutely, fantastic album.
Yeah, that was for me. I was working in a warehouse. It was 1,000 degrees there, and me and the guy, we were like a team. We decided, hey, is it all right if we work at night where it's not so hot? They said, yeah, no problem. So we would come in at night at like, I don't know, 7 o'clock or something. And that meant we could play anything we wanted. And he brought in a boombox, and man, we listened to sorry about that. We listened to tons and tons, like the whole discography at that time, 98 or whatever, of Weird Al. And it just, man, it made a long day short. I'll tell you what, that guy was a freaking genius. So what a great pull, Jim. What a great pull.
And I'm enjoying the irony that UHF fell flat at the movie theaters and soundtrack. It wasn't up to, but going into what you said, Jim, he just, irony being what it is, he just turned the 90s into, he just, like I said, made that pivot. And what didn't work in 1989 worked all, from the 90s. And I still think Weird Al today is as relevant. And he doesn't make albums like he used to, but anytime he puts a song out, still hilarious.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he's as good as he ever was.
Yeah, and if he can come up with a clever concept, he puts it out there, and it gets on social media and gets passed around, and everybody has a good old time listening to it. I mean, he's still, maybe not as, maybe what he does isn't as rare as it used to be. Like a lot of people are doing this kind of stuff now, joke songs, parody songs, but he still does it really well, and he's still super popular. And I think he's one of those celebrities that's, never had a scandal attached, and he's one of those celebrities that's kind of come through clean through this decades long career, and everybody loves him still. Everybody just talks about him well, and it's because he's just kind of kept his head down and had a lot of fun making fun of everybody else.
Yeah, for sure. And he mixed genius ideas with a fantastic band. That band doesn't, I mean, we now know how good they are.
Band since the beginning.
Yeah, Bermuda Schwartz and all the other guys do not get enough credit for how good they are. How good their musicianship is. They can copy other bands perfectly. They can make their own unique sounds perfectly. Like they just jump in there and they can do it all, man. They're fantastic.
Yeah. And to Eric's point, we have Sandler and Keanu Reeves. They're like good dudes. Al is a good dude, man.
He's up
Same
there.
band, stuck with him, loyal. So on top of all the other shit, all his other talent, he's actually a good dude.
And I'm gonna toot my own horn very quickly here, because I did a letter to Outkick, the pop culture sports site, kind of like the conservative answer, or I should say, I'll make fun of everybody answer to ESPN.com, but Outkick, they had talking about Super Bowl entertainment, and I said there is only one act that can bring everybody together, and that's Weird Al Yankovic. And just think about just this century alone, you could bring up Lady Gaga, Chameleon Air, who else? Miley Cyrus, Robin Thicke, all these people that he's parodied through the years.
Eminem, Kanye.
Bring them up to Pharrell with Tacky. So many things you could do. And I love it that it actually got published the next day at Outkick, and they added a great addendum to it, because the Super Bowl next year is in LA, and you could do a little pour some out for your homie, and do a little Amish parody. They're like, can you just see the Amish wagon circling the football field?
Oh, that would be epic.
I'm picturing it in my head right now. Beautiful. Love it.
I got some guys here in my town that would definitely do it.
Well, if it happens, Al, you're welcome. And Weird Al for the Hall of Fame as well, but that is a completely different show.
Yep. But agreed.
But for now, I'm going to kick into gear with my final pick, and this one was I want to say no brainer, but between this and ZZ Top, it was tough. But this one for me, it was right out of college, and I did not care for their first album that much, and I'm not sure how much of that was attributed to David Spade's Hollywood Minute joke that think I like Stone Temple Pilots better the first time around when they called themselves Pearl Jam. I like some songs on Core, but for me, it begins with Purple, which came out in '94 when all the grunge bands, and I think they got unfairly lumped in with the grunge act, obviously with Spade's joke, but Purple came out in '94, and I'm not sure if they were paying attention to Spade or not, but that album, there's no grunge, even hangover to it, but the song Vaseline, I think, set a whole new trajectory for them. Interstate Love Song is a fantastic ballad, or just kicking the acoustic down. And I think any acoustic, certainly anything from the Red Hot Chili Peppers that followed, owes everything to Interstate Love Song. Deep cut, you got Silver Gun Superman. I mean, the Army Ants. That album's awesome. Love Purple, and it ended like so many albums did back then. With CDs, bands were getting into leaving a little bit, like a minute or longer sometimes, space, and then adding a bonus song after, an unlisted bonus song. And they went totally self-aware, and they called it My Second Album. It was done in a very loungy style, and then they talk about the songs that you just listened to, and this is what we're doing. Hope you had a good time, all that. It's a nice little way to, after being bombarded with all this awesome in front of it, My Second Album. And then that carried into, in my book, this album, if I had to sit down to a revised list, makes my top 10 albums ever. And this is my number one album of the 90s. Tiny Music, Songs from the Vatican Gift Shop, came out in 96, my first year in LA. The loungy continuation with the song Press Play. And then that just kicks into the next song. And just, there's no letting up after that. It's psychedelic. It's hard rock. It's got, just some good loungy feel to it. Something like Art School Girl, great slower number. And I'm glad they still played this song live. Tripping on a Hole in a Paper Heart. Damn. Love great that song. Just so much energy. And another song that I think should have been brought up by me, and we're we to do a revised album closing song, 7 Cage Tigers. Just good, loud, aggressive. And if I were, of all of my list, to make this album, but to come after Tiny Music, their fourth album, appropriately called Number 4, not so much a letdown, but just not as awesome as Tiny Music, but still great in its own right. Starts out with Down. I mean, No Way Out, phenomenal song in the middle. Church on Tuesday, and a nod to their predecessors, a song just straight out called MC5. And where they pay some tribute to that great band from the late 60s, early 70s. And, just Stone Temple Pilots, you guys got unfairly lumped in with grunge, just like Cinderella got unfairly lumped in with the glam rock guys. You turned it around on album 2 and made a whole new legacy for yourselves. And I think they deserve to be mentioned a whole lot more and get a whole lot more accolades than they got.
Could not agree more. They don't get mentioned nearly enough these days. But yeah.
Love that band. Love that band.
Yep.
Well, much like NXS, having a lead singer who kills himself does not help with your legacy.
Yeah, sadly. I did get to see them live in the late 90s, and that energy.
You got to see him with Scott. Oh, that would have been so cool.
Got to see him with Scott while he was still around, and man, that energy he had on stage was unparalleled. I've never seen anything like it on the stage before.
So I have had the chance to see them with not the replacement guys, the replacement because Chester Bennington came in when he was pulling double duty, and he came in and was sang very briefly with STP, but then I can't remember the name. I knew it. The new guy.
I knew you were going to bring up the replacements.
No, I didn't.
You just did.
I said a replacement singer. See, you're trying to trip me up today. Zamora, have another drink. Have a drink on me for Jim's AC/DC shirt there. And
I'm just saying, replacement singer. That first letter is S. Replacements.
But I did not. There's no plurality. The S is on a separate replacement singer, not a replacement singer. A replacement's inger. A replacement's inger. I like that.
So you're more subtle about it this time. That's all we're saying.
But the guy who's with them now, no one's Scott Weiland, obviously, but this guy, he does the songs justice, has a great energy up there on stage. And I wish STP got more credit, but hey, just that 3-album run for me will always stand strong.
Yeah. And Scott Weiland was a special kind of crazy.
Yes, he was.
It made him cool. kind of harsh to say, but it did.
And the album Shangri-La Dee Da is nothing to sneeze at either.
Well, that'd be a 4-fer.
Right. But I would go to their self-titled when it came after that for a 5-fer. And a lot of people would want me to include Core. Some people say STP never had a bad album, but that's not me. At least not an overplayed one. But yeah. But actually, we're gonna I think a +1 on the fly. I want us each name our 3 favorite consecutive AC/DC albums. Jim, you're wearing the shirt, so I'm going to go to you first.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. You put me on the spot here,
I have put you on the spot.
Okay. I'm going to have to go with starting after they got out of Australia and kind of broke in over here. I'm going to say Let There Be Rock, Power Ridge, and Highway to Hell.
Okay. Marty, going to go to you.
I'm going to scooch up one ear and go Let There Be Rock. Well, no. Cancel that. On the fly. Highway to Hell, Back in Black, Those About to Rock.
No wrong answers, AC/DC. I'm going to go one before Jim's. I'm going to say Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, then Let There Be Rock, and my favorite AC/DC is Power Ridge.
Wow.
Notice, folks, we all had Bon Scott in there at some point or another.
Indeed.
Jim and I were exclusively Bon Scott.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you.
Marty, you got the love in there for Brian Johnson. I like it.
I prefer Bon Scott as the front man, as the singer, but I like the Brian Johnson albums better.
There are no wrong answers with AC/DC. We determined that on a fairly recent show. So yes. So guys, I like our picks. We had some classic rock. We had some new stuff, and we had another guy who does not get enough mention on this show. No, not the Replacements, Marty. Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh,
to the weird one, who I will be seeing for the 8th time in less than a month.
Woohoo! Weird Al.
And folks, we want to know what some of your favorite 3 albums in a row from your favorite artists are. Heck, pick a band you don't like maybe and figure out what their 3 best albums or 3 worst albums in a row are for you. I could do that with Bon Jovi, but again, a different show. But for right now, let's hear about your favorite ones, everybody.
And keep in mind, if it's not Iron Maiden, you're wrong.
I believe we have our first promo pick right there, Marty. I like it. But till that time, folks, as always, thank you for watching, sharing, subscribing. I need to send a shout out to Danny Zalesko Presents. Head over there to dzplive.com/events. Always when you're in Scottsdale, Arizona, head on over to Vinyl Record Dude, or just go to vinylrecorddude.com if you're not in Arizona. And also head over to drumtalktvbrilliance.com and get all that extra content there from Dan Schinder and company. And always, always, always keep up to the speed with the very busy Kathy Rankin. And she is at Instagram.com. And she is Rush Fanatic. Check it out. Till then, though, take care, everyone. We will be back real soon on All Over the Place.
Bye-bye.
All Over the Place, where the fun sanity never ends.